Welcome back, Guardians, to the Lucky Die Dragonseekers. Previously, Alix comes in handy, Notch threatens the bag of bones, and Tawree helps Kimber with the tea. The Dragonseekers speak with the minion of Kels, who is more than willing to tell them whatever they want before they release him. Taking the opportunity to check the dragon eggs before anyone arrives, the four Seekers get pulled into a magical procedure to maturate the hatched eggs. Is the albino Leonin Notch's friend? What is Alix agreeing to? And how long will it be before the dragons are born? I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die Dragonseekers. The four of you find yourselves next to the tree that you found when you came down into this giant spherical location. To one side of you, you can see a small bush that was once devoid of any leaves and completely withered has now got a few brightly coloured leaves on them, similar to the colours of the eggs that you're clutching in your arms. The four of you can see that there are still 3 eggs that are surrounding this little bush next to you, and can see that the quartz around it is completely undisturbed. When you look up through the canopy of the orange, gold, bronze leaves that are above you, you can see a rope hanging down from the sinkhole that you climbed through. That's where the 4 of you are. What do you guys want to do?
Just to catch myself up, is this the first time we've reconvened after getting the eggs?
You guys, when you got your eggs and made the deals for them, or you managed to persuade the tree to let you have the eggs, you met briefly to basically hash out just like, hey, we did it, right? And decide where you wanted to go afterwards. Yeah, in the other plane, yeah.
Yeah, I remember we all congratulated Kimball. We were like, yeah, you did so well. Nice.
Yeah.
Well done, kid.
Yeah. And then there was a teleportation zone created, and she just smiled at you all and jumped into it before you guys could stop her. So,
yeet.
Yeah.
Leroy Jenkins.
That has been her approach to everything so far. Ooh, dragon egg and leaves. I'm in, baby. No.
Kids these days, they got no respect.
She was the first to go into the teleportation thing.
Yep. First in. Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah.
I got an egg, everybody.
Well done. So do I. Do you think your friend will come down here? Is your friend trustworthy?
I'm a little worried about what's going on up there. I mean, we came back here because there's 3 eggs left, and I don't know about you. I don't rightly feel right leaving them unprotected.
Neither do I.
I heard some screaming and some shouts when we came down. They weren't too far away, I don't think.
Furballs. Great.
I think the shouts were from that white Leonin that came in.
Qarnak? Oh, all right. Let's get climbing. I start climbing the rope.
Yeah. On the way up, I think Tawree is definitely gonna chatty chat and gonna be like, if your friend is trustworthy enough to take one of the dragon eggs, then we also have Zarissa maybe coming in to get one of the dragon eggs. We need one more person to get the last egg.
Sure. I mean, I don't know if my friend's trustworthy at this point. The last time, they were kind of possessed, so let's take this as it is.
Yeah, all right.
What do you mean they were possessed?
They had some funny things going on. They had some sort of magic spell over them.
Oh,
What kind of magic spell? What did it make them do?
I mean, they weren't naturally acting like themselves, but what kind of spell? I don't know. I have no idea. Look it up in my furball magic book.
My dad had magic. He had a spell book. Maybe it would be in there.
That'd be a good idea if I actually knew what to be looking for, sure.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I mean, if it was a sword, I'd be like, that one.
It might be best if we assume that your friend is not themselves right now. We should definitely be cautious.
That's kind of what I'm assuming.
Okay. Do we want to wait here for them? Or do we want to not let them know where the eggs are if you don't trust them?
We should go where the ice wall is.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm
that's what you guys are climbing up.
up right now. And stop shaking the rope down there.
I'm sorry. I'm only little and this egg is much big.
Kimball, you're at the front. You're not shaking anything.
Oh, okay.
Goo, how you doing down there?
I am fine.
Your hand's all good? Sorry, I didn't mean to make it disappear like that. Oops is all I can say.
It is okay. I know you did not mean to do anything weird. So we are good. I am good.
I mean, it was kind of weird, but it turned out, we got eggs. Did you tell me your name for yours already?
I genuinely don't remember.
I don't either.
I don't know if you guys gave them names.
If I had
did.
a name,
I
I
don't think so.
certainly did not remember that I gave it a name if I did. Let me see if I wrote it down on my character sheet, maybe.
So I had a list of the eggs that you took, the colours they were, how you managed to get them. I have who has them. I don't have any names.
I remember my name. Mine's Firecracker.
Right. Yes. That's what that
That's
note means.
true.
I thought that just referred to the personality I was going to give it.
I did not give it a name then, probably, so I will think about one.
I will give it a name when it hatches.
All right, fine. If you need any of those Leonin birthing books where you have to pick out a name, let me know.
Why do you have one of them?
That's a long story for another day. Let's just say I dreamed of having a litter of my own, but that didn't work out. I'm sorry. I said that to myself and thinking about it. I don't. Let's just climb this rope.
As you climb up and out, Kimber just pats your shoulder very gently. It's the only time she's ever going to be able to reach you as you're climbing up the hole.
Thanks, Gibble.
Yeah, it's okay. You find yourselves back in that kind of the other side of the ice wall. You notice, however, the ice wall has essentially melted away now. Whatever hole that you had managed to put through it with your relics, the melt has continued to spread until essentially there's only bits of ice stuck either up at the ceiling or down below. Now that you're up here, you can very clearly hear the sounds of some of Kimball's and Kimball's dad's traps going off. A bit of an explosion here, a weird feeling in the back of your neck of magic there. You can also hear the sounds of as you know that some of the kind of arrows that are tipped in various poisons have begun to throw themselves out across. So yeah, this is what you hear when you arrive at the top.
Kimball, there a back door to this place?
I could get around, and Alix probably, but you two are too big.
Great.
I think we should definitely do something about the hole. Maybe hide it in some way. Are are there boulders or something, or like rocks that we can lay so it's not visible from the direction the person would be coming in?
Your best bet would probably be to take some of the furniture that's in Kimble and her family's room and lie that across the hole, because the boulders
carpet.
None of them around here. Yeah, a carpet, a rug, maybe a little side plate. Yeah, like the hole is a little bit too big to cover with a boulder, and especially not one that's close.
Okay.
Because that would have to be a big boulder.
Furniture is great. Furniture is probably easier to move than a boulder.
Yes.
And I have all this fresh dirt from when I was mistakenly trying to dig under the ice wall. It's coming in use now, guys.
Yeah, that is now a handy pile of dirt off to one side.
It turned into clay because it's wet now.
Oh, we could take a piece of the chunk of the ice, too, and kind of put it on part of it to make it seem like it was part of the wall.
It just collapsed.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We could try.
Yeah.
In that case, I would like one of you to make a survival check so that you can hide this hole from obvious view.
I got +2. Anybody else got better than that?
Let me check, but my character sheet isn't loading. Oh, it's taking a while. Hang on. Survival +6.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, my survival is only +2, so I'm probably...
Oh
my god!
You one-upped me! How dare!
You all rock.
Wait, do I have to do this as well?
Sure, go ahead. Everyone else did.
Jesus.
If you
Yeah, no, I'm not the one doing it. I'm just watching.
So what did everyone get?
not natural 20.
Filthy 20. Alix, what'd you get?
A filthy, dirty 21.
Nice. And Notch, what did you end up with?
Ugly 5. But I'm just standing back and watching.
I imagine first Tawree set something up, and then Notch kind of stumbled over it and it ruined everything. So Alix had to redo it again.
Notch has been sent to the corner.
I'm going to the litter box, guys.
While Tawree and Alix are kind of hiding this hole from view, and frankly, they do an amazing job at it between the pair of them. You managed to use bits of rock and planks of wood that you've broken down from furniture that Kimble just shrugs and says to get on with it. She doesn't look great, but you do it. You managed to make this place look convincingly something has fallen from the ceiling and it broke whatever was underneath. So it's a really good hiding. Notch, while you're kind of being shooed away from this, Kimble basically pulls you kind of back towards the area where you guys would have to pass through, and you can start hearing the sounds of battle and hearing the sounds of people approach. Could you make a perception check for me, please?
Sure. Can I also ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
How fragile are these eggs?
Now, that's a good question. Now that you have essentially confirmed the eggs to being things and you've managed to barter for them, you realize they're much, much heavier than they were before. Not significantly heavy, but heavy enough. And yeah, you can run your hands or your claws across the surface of them, and it feels rougher and it feels much more solid than they did before. So they could survive a drop. If you want to drop your unborn dragon egg, that's entirely up to you. But you suspect that they could survive a drop of a relatively small height if needed.
Okay.
Don't do it.
No, I was saying that perhaps if we're going to have a conflict, we might want to hide our eggs in case to protect them, so that we don't have them on our bodies while we're trying to do something, because things like that happen.
I could hide them in the tunnels that you guys can't get to, apart from Alix, obviously. And if your Leonin friend is the same height as you, then she can't get to them either.
Guys?
That sounds like our best bet.
All right, let's do that. And I'll do that. I'll here, take the eggs. I mean, Alix, what do you think?
I have no thoughts and my head is empty.
All right, so you agree, give the kid the eggs for now?
Yeah, I mean, where the fuck am I going with that accent? Hold on.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like Ral at all.
I all of a sudden I really wanted to be Southern.
Let's get ourselves a hoe.
Okay, I believe, I think we can trust them with the eggs for now, but yes, that is a good idea, I think.
I mean, worst case scenario, Alix can fit wherever, so yeah, it'll be okay.
I am Alix.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just saying you can. Like, if the kid hides them if we don't want to trust the kid 100%, because, I don't really trust everybody.
After
Why
everything
wouldn't
that's
you
happened, you
trust me?
still don't trust her?
I mean,
She's probably the most trustworthy among all of us here.
I like you both and all, but I don't even know if I fully trust you two, but hey, that's okay.
Kimball takes Ed sadly and walks away.
Oh, no.
No, she didn't hear that. I said it in a whisper. You could see the
Stage
hand.
whisper.
The
Stage
hand
whisper.
is blocking exactly where Kimball would be listening from.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll a
fine.
perception check so I can just get past this.
It's fine.
Wouldn't it be a
Kimball-
sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand. Yeah, if you want to trust Kimball with the eggs, then yeah, she'll basically go around and gather them up and just she'll show Alix where they are. They're essentially in this very tiny little narrow passageway that leads from their kind of bedroom area, and it takes them up and around and across, and you can hear sounds below, and you can hear Notch, and you can hear Tawree if they're talking. So yeah, it would be fairly easy for you, Alix, to be able to come and find these again if anything were to happen to Kimball. But as you kind of are about to go, Kimball turns to you, Alix, and says, if you don't mind, I think I should probably stay here with the eggs, just in case you guys get in a fight.
I think that is a very good idea, honestly, because I do not want to have you in any fights. Yes, I want you to stay safe, and the eggs should stay safe, so you should stay safe with the eggs, and they should stay safe with you.
Yeah. And I have my little knife if I need it. And she pulls out what looks like the equivalent of a really big kitchen knife.
Awesome. Look at that thing.
It's half a sword.
I think I have a dew claw longer than that.
I don't have. I only have my quarterstaff. Okay, I was gonna feel I wonder if I have anything else, any extra weapon I can give her, but I don't. So
it's okay. I'm only little, so your quarter staff would be way too big for me.
Oh no, I can't give you my quarterstaff. I'm sorry. It is very important to me.
Yeah,
it
no
has
kidding.
dragons on it. Looks cute.
It does have dragons.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna hide up in the thing, and then you just call for me if you want me. I'll be able to hear you no matter where you are.
So, here's the thing, Kimball. If we say, I'll give you 2 code words. One of them is rock. If I say the word rock, that means something bad's happened. If I say the word spear, that means it's clear.
And if you say rock, what does that mean for me?
That means you get the hell out of here with the eggs.
You suddenly see just a look of sheer panic across her face, but then she kind of swallows, holds her head and shoulders up a little bit. It's
If something
Okay.
bad happens and we can manage it, we will try to at least clear the path so Alix can back you up and help you.
okay.
Hey, kid,
Yeah.
your dad would be proud of you.
She looks down, and you can suddenly see her eyes are they're kind of beginning to mist over. And thank you. We got the eggs and we're protecting them, so it's the best that we can do. I'm gonna go now before I cry. And she just turns on her heel and just rushes back up where she was.
Oh.
Okay, maybe I trust the kid a little now.
You know I'm going to be listening out for both those words, right?
Oh, I know.
Just randomly in a battle. Quick, Alix, throw a rock! Kimball's yeet!
I'm going!
Stuck between a
All
rock
right.
and a hard place. Oh, no.
Let's
I
get ready
did
to rock
roll-
and roll. Oh shit! it.
No! Oh no!
The heart of rock and roll. Anyway,
I did roll a perception check.
Okay.
It was a 16.
Okay. You hear the sounds of essentially one bipedal person. You hear the sounds of not exactly slithering, but more like you're dragging a blanket across the ground, and you can hear a couple of those. And you also hear that kind of like cracking sound that you get when things are super, super cold, and then you introduce heat to them, and then they just shatter. You hear a bit of that as well. By the time that Kimball runs up her little tunnel, you think like maybe they're like not too far away from you now. They've definitely passed the trap with all of the arrows that shoot out covered in poison, and past the place where all the knives are. You don't think there's that much in the way of defenses between you and them. You can't see them yet, but you can definitely hear them.
who here has the best ambushing ability out of you two?
Let me check what I have. I am
What
about
the fuck would that be?
stealth, I think. I would assume stealth.
Yeah, that'd be stealth. You could argue that that would also, for Tawree at least, you know that you can move between shadows.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
that's definitely something that you could do for sure. Alix, you can very much just lay across the ceiling.
I also am plus 6 stealthy, so I would say I am about 6 times as good at being sneaky as other people.
I have a plus
Yep.
7.
What do you both think about this? They don't know how many people are in here. If you two wait on the sides, you will have the surprise element, and I will be the wave that they break upon.
Or maybe we stand on both sides, and Alix, you can turn yourself into a puddle and wait at right at the entrance of the cave. Can you maybe overwhelm them if they come in? Grab them from below?
I can probably grapple like one. I feel like, and I
Does
can.
it sound like there's more?
So there's one bipedal creature person. There's one person approaching, and there sounds like maybe 2, maybe 3 blankets that are getting like dragged across the ground. Because you haven't seen them, I can't tell you what they are. Sorry.
I am going to go ahead and assume those blankets are full of bones for reanimation. The fact that I've already seen that happening. So that is the assumption that I, Alix, am going to make, and therefore I am going to say, hey, I can probably what I would do is probably I can do some kind of thing to entrap.
In that case, if it's actually more than one person, then it would maybe make sense that we really we surprise them full on instead of having one person stand in the room as the bait.
Although having the element of surprise, if my thoughts are correct, and this is somebody who is going to raise these bones, that I'm sure that these are people's bones. I told you guys I saw people that I saw army of bone people in the forest, right?
Weren't the people we captured in the beginning bone
Undead.
people?
Oh, that's right. They were
Yeah,
too. I
they were
completely
undead.
forgot about that.
Yeah, you managed to completely kill one, and then you took one of them
And
prisoner.
threw him in the water.
So then I think
Yes, she did.
it's safe to assume that we are about to that they're about to be 2 necromancers, and we are about to have to fight more bones.
But we
Oh, no.
also don't know. It could be Qarnak, and I think the best way to know if Qarnak is possessed is myself and not have a lot of other distractions. You two would be those distractions.
Well, so what I'm thinking is that we do what Notch was saying, and we hide for ambush. Because I think that if we ambush, if it's what I think it is, and it's more people coming with bones, then we will have you and I can Tawree can surprise the bone mancer people, and then they won't have a chance to raise their bones because they'll be too busy being engaged with us. And then we don't have to deal with the bones at all. And that is what I call Alix strategy.
I like it.
Sure. All right.
Let's stick to that.
I'm going to say that the pair of you are basically going to be able to hide. I don't think you need to roll for that because you both have really good stealth abilities and ways of hiding yourself, and you are going to have enough time to make sure that you are hidden. Their perceptions, I'm not going to lie, aren't massively high. Being a bag of bones, perhaps. Eyesight, not a big thing. And the bipedal creature, again, maybe focus on something else. So I'm going to say that you two are going to be able to hide however you want to. Tawree, any idea where you might want to hide or how?
I thought the idea was just for us to be on the sides of the entrance and overwhelm them as soon as they come in.
Yeah, that's doable. Yeah.
Or is there another idea?
No, I think that's fine. Like, you guys are kind of very close to where the ice wall was, so that it would narrow. The passage would narrow in a place as you go from a room to a corridor. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's definitely doable. And I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to say the corridor is going to be long enough that you'll be able to see whoever's coming from a bit of a distance away, so that you have time to assess and ask them questions before they immediately get in your face. Unless, of course, they're just going to come at you and kill you. That's also an option, but that's what I think is probably the best setup. Yeah.
I take a defensive stance, just in case.
Yes.
Make myself puffed up and threatening.
Okay, so Alix and Tawree, you're both going to have advantage on the first attack that you might do, or the first thing that you choose to do. So you may not choose to attack. You may choose to cast a spell or some shit. I don't know. So yeah, I'm just going to say you guys have an advantage on that because you're hidden, and no one will notice. Okay. All right.
I also have dark vision, so I'm able to see very clearly in this tunnel who is coming.
Yep. As is tradition for the TLD way, dark vision is either black and white or kind of that bluish white or bluish black kind of color. So you can't really see colors very well at all, but you can see objects and things.
Yeah. I don't think any of my skills would be helpful right now. Not silence or darkness.
At the other end of the corridor, that's 30, 35 feet long before it kind of turns and you can't see any further. Notch, you spot your friend Qarnak. She is holding 2 sickles and she is moving forward very, very cautiously. You can tell immediately that she has also spotted you as soon as she turns the corridor. Her defensive stance her carefully walking around trying not to get heard or spotted stance has not really changed the second she sees you. But you do notice that next to her, on the wall and on the ceiling, you see what looks like a brown, kind of like brown rags. They're kind of like a darkish colour in your black and white vision, or your blue and white vision, whatever you choose. And you can see that they're kind of lumpy, so it's a mixture of these kind of what looks like white-ish lumps covered in this kind of brown-looking material. You see Qarnak kind of halt for a second. You then see her stand up a little bit more naturally. She doesn't let go of either of her blades. She has them still in hand. And she kind of steps a bit more confidently into the corridor to look at you. She's about 35 feet out at this point.
Is that close enough to run Divine Sense?
Yeah, fuck it. When you cast Divine Sense, you are immediately hit with this awful rancid smell. Not from whatever these bags of bones are. Good call, Casey. Whatever these bags of bones are, it doesn't come from that. It comes from her presence. It's not her, it's something about her. And mixed in, however, amongst all of that rancidness, you also kind of get a strange smell like violets and lavender. There is real darkness here, and it is engulfing her entire being, but you can tell there is a small patch in there somewhere which is a much more positive presence.
Hello, Cormac.
All right there, Notch.
Still like I left you, huh?
Whatever do you mean? She takes like 1 or 2 steps forward. She's not crossing that 30-foot boundary, but she is getting a little closer.
Who's, your raggedy friend with you? They want to make themselves known? I mean, it's just us. Why keep shooting in the dark?
They're just here to help me secure the Dragon Eggs. You know, to take back to the Tawree Soul. Which is where you should be right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Where have you been?
I've been... And you see that she's kind of like... Something is like holding back whatever word she's saying. And then just see her shake her head and just kind of straighten up. I've been tracking you for a while. Figured you'd get yourself into trouble without me.
I mean, I got into a lot of trouble with you, so, I mean, truth be said.
She takes a few steps forward. Right, you did. So did you find them? The eggs?
It's a good question. It's a very good question. Why don't you put down your, little scythe there and have a seat, we'll have a conversation. Feel like it's been a while.
She goes to walk forward, her blade still in hand, and she doesn't seem to be putting them down at all. And then she kind of steps into the light a little more clearly. Could you make either an insight or a perception for me, please? An insight being reading her general person and how she is, and perception being what she looks like and details like that.
20.
On perception, you can see that the blade she's holding in her hands, you can see that they are trembling and shaking, and you can see the muscles in her arms kind of like very heavily tensed, as if she's fighting her own muscle in her own control. You can see that her eyes are not her own. They are not the reddish colour that you had seen before. There's a real darkness mixed in there, swirled amongst it. But you do, here and there, see little pinpricks of red. And you see her body just suddenly just stop right in the middle of the corridor, about 15 feet out from you.
Qarnak, I am higher in our order. And I'm telling you now, if you don't put down what you brought, we're gonna have business.
What you see and what you hear are subtly different. She says, "We don't want to get involved in any business, do we? Because that would end badly for you." And you see her head nod, her eyes fixed on yours. They just nod very obviously of like, yeah, let's do it. Not what her words are saying.
I wish I would have told them something before. How far away are they now?
She's about 15 feet out from you.
Is she in the room yet?
No, she's still in the corridor.
Rude. Earlier I had the thought I could have minor illusioned some eggs into your hand.
Hindsight's 20/20 now.
Yeah.
All right, Qarnak, if you're so inclined, come on in. The eggs are over here. I already recovered them.
And I lead them not in the direction, obviously, where Kimball is, but more into the room between where my two friends are.
Take a persuasion roll.
Bark!
Oh, no.
7. Good old 7.
The dice are not loving you, mate.
Yep. That's one of my highest stats, too.
Oh, fuck.
No.
So you managed to get the eggs, but I don't believe that's where you're leading me to, is it?
I mean, they are back this way. Why would I deceive you at this point? I mean, we are the same order, and you're sworn to the same oath as I.
Yeah, about that. See, there's been a bit of a change back home, back on Azatlan. We don't exactly serve the same master anymore.
So I gotta change my uniform, my stripes, what?
Oh, no, dear Notch, no. And you can see that she kind of like leans like casually against the wall of the corridor now. She's not taking any more steps forward. No, you see, the likes of you and a few of the others who can't see their path clear, who can't see what the true might of the dragons will bring us, you're not exactly in good standing with the Tawree Soul anymore. In fact, most of us have got orders to kill you and the others like you on sight. But since we're such obviously good friends, I'm not going to do that. So how about you just hand over the eggs and I tell them you're dead?
That would be a kindness of you, Qarnak, given how we've gone back so long together. I've known you since you were a cub.
Take a persuasion roll.
21.
You see her eyes blink, and they suddenly become bright red once again, the colour that you would expect them to be. And you see her just like blinking profusely. You can see her drop one of the blades in her hand, and you can see that there is like blood beginning to pour out of her nose, and she kind of like drops to the floor.
I rush over against my better judgment.
Uh-oh.
And do lay on hands to try and assist in the immediate fight that she is putting up.
Sure.
What? It says heal bonus amount. I don't know. Give me
I don't know what it means.
Give me 100.
So
there
if
you
you're
go.
doing...
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No.
What
So
a
you have
roll!
40... That's not how that works. So the way lay on hands works is you get 5 points for every level that you are. So being that you're level 8, you have 40 points. So you could spend 40 points of healing on someone, i.e. up their hit points by 40. Or you could use 5 of them to cure a disease or to neutralize some sort of poison. So alas, not 100 hit points of healing. You have up to 40, and you can spend it literally however you like. So 39 here and 1 there, or 22 here and 1 disease cured, that sort of thing.
I'm going to put it all into disease cure because I don't want to give them more health at this point, because if I'm going to have to fight them, I'm just counter helping myself.
Are you going to give the important question? Are you putting all 40 of your lay on hands that you have until your next long rest into disease cure?
Don't do it.
So the text is that you use 5 points to cure a disease or cure a poison.
So I have 35 then left.
Yes.
But I can only do 5 into the cure disease.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, then that sounds
you
great.
could spend all 40, and I will make up some bullshit rule, and we'll figure out how to make this work better for you. But I think I've already got something on 5, so like no, that specifically for what this is, no. I'm gonna be fair to you and say that we'll only use 5 points. So you'll have 35 left, so you can use that for healing or whatever else later. And specifically because of what is cast on her, lay on hands won't work, but I will give her a bonus for something, and I'll give you some information in return. As you basically rush over and you lay hands on her and attempt to heal her, to help her, anything to get the real Qarnak out, you flow your power through her, and she kind of looks up and you see her blink, and she's very, very clearly looking at you. And you can feel that whatever the darkness that is enveloping her has momentarily been pushed back. And you can tell that she is under a spell which basically controls every action and every move that she has, essentially pushing her to the background. You know that she can fight it, and that's what you pick up from what's being cast on her. And you can tell that her fighting it right at this moment, just as you were basically talking to her, has cost her dearly. And you can tell that like her body is suffering because of what she has done to try and reach out to you. She grabs your arm and she says, "If you've got the eggs, you have to go now."
Let's rock this joint.
Oh no!
You hear the pitter-patter sounds above of someone moving, but it's only something someone will be aware of what's going on.
I did mention that if that happens, we would make sure that Alix can go after them. So Tawree is going to look over to Alix and make like a head motion, like a little nod in the direction of Kimball, as a signal to try and slither over there or whatever.
Okay.
Get over there in a manner that you cannot, that they don't see you or like something.
I'm gonna turn
something,
into a moving pool of liquid and head towards Kimball.
Yeah, and Tawree is gonna jump in that moment, basically to create a distraction. I mean,
Yep.
better they focus on me than on Alix.
Essentially all these things happen at roughly the same time after you hear her say this. Notch, as you yell that, you see her eyes Qarnak's eyes once again begin to like mist over and they become very dark, and you suddenly feel a blade just being stabbed across your stomach area. She goes at you with her hand sickle. So, it's combat time, yo!
Uh-oh.
Time for initiative.
Oh no.
Kesser, Tawree can keep the advantage on the attack roll because they're not really aware that you're there, and perhaps Qarnak is trying to help too. I do get to have my bonus attack first because bonus round you didn't see it coming.
Was that
did move into
dexterity?
range? Yes. So for us, it's dexterity instead of initiative.
I have to do
no.
initiative because I'm moving in the opposite direction?
I guess that depends if you think you'll come back.
I don't know. I'm gonna do one just in case.
Yeah. So we'll just keep checking in with you and see what
Well, you definitely go first. Oh,
All right.
is that the right one? I did a saving throw.
No, it's just a
Okay.
normal dexterity check. So if you do normal dexterity,
There
that's
we go.
our initiative rolls.
Oh, do I need to do the same?
Yes, please.
Oh no!
Yep.
No! Wrong one. It's dexterity check, not saving throw.
Oh. Over here on the left.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Hey! Much better. So I'm going to wrap all of your enemies in on the same turn, but I will give Qarnak a separate initiative roll in case she manages to turn tail. Okay, let's start with Mr. Wayland. What did you get?
I got a 21.
Tawree, what did you get?
10.
Alix, what did you get?
20.
Qarnak got an 8.
Oh, shucks.
Yep. And the bags of bones and whatever is in charge of Qarnak right now got 12. All right. First, we're gonna open with the stabbing that happens.
Serves me right.
You tried to help your friend, and because of that, she now has initiative. So,
Yep.
if not, you'd be screwed. Okay, that is a 17 versus your armor class, Notch.
I have a 19.
Damn! She goes to slice at your kind of like chest area, but it just grazes straight across the armor. Yeah, that's her surprise go over. Notch, it's now your turn.
Let's see here. Can I consult with the other players real quick?
Of course you can. Yeah.
Okay. Should I still attempt to pull Qarnak out? Because I do have a couple other tricks in my sleeve. I do have Channel Divinity that says your oath. Can I just click it and it's not going to do anything, right? Okay.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Your oath allows you to channel divine energy to fuel magical effects. Each divinity option provided by your oath explains how to use it. Because we're both sworn to the original same oath, would that have any effect? Or am I just barking up the wrong tree here with trying to pull Qarnak out in any way?
My personal opinion is that you should do whatever you think is right that your character would do. If you think that Notch would be, like, because of his relationship with Qarnak, would want to, like, spend his time trying to pull her out, I think that you should do that. And, yeah.
I would argue that your channel divinity, so there are specific ways in which you can use your channel divinity, and they are written on your character sheet, I believe. So things like challenging roar, or whatever it is, challenging shout, where you make everybody try to attack you. That's one use of channel divinity. Or you could provide your hit points instead of companions to take the damage that they should take. That's also channel divinity. But since I believe you haven't used channel divinity today, I would always, if you want to use it in some non-specified way, I would happily go for that. So if you want to try and use a channel divinity to try and pull Qarnak out, I would let you give it a shot, because fuck the rules, and this seems way more fun.
So, Notch, in an attempt to one last time bleed the infection from them, because they already had the blood coming out, meaning that I think that there's something inside them that needs to get out. I dig my claws into their arm that still has the holding the last scythe, to not only bleed them but also channel divinity at the same time, to try and pull whatever is out of them, and at the same time yelling at Qarnak,
Remember your oath. Know who I am. You're stronger than this.
It's beautiful. Okay, I know how I'm going to handle this. Could you please roll a persuasion check for me?
Fuck.
Oh no!
How about we re-roll that? Because you totally should have had inspiration for what you just did. So we use that right now.
Oh no! Oh,
Much better. Okay, a timer has just appeared on our back sheet for reasons.
wait, what?
Yeah, that's the 2 in the background.
Oh no! Lair actions.
Motherfuckers. No. Funny enough, lair actions work always on initiative 20. And since I don't have a lair action, they're not on the board. I promise you no lair actions. This should be Kimball's lair, not theirs.
Kimball, do your thing.
Kimball, help!
As somebody relatively new still, I'm faking a lot of this. But what does that 2 mean? Sorry?
So 2 is going to be the result of what you have just done. So in 2 rounds, something will happen because of what you've just done. And I decided to base it on the persuasion roll that you rolled. So if you'd rolled a 1, that number would be much higher. It would take much longer for something to happen.
Okay.
So yeah, like you dig your claws into the side of her arm, and you shout at her, and you see blood just beginning to pour out of her arm. And you see little flashes of red appearing in the darkness. You see like one kind of like half smile, immediately followed by a scowl. And we will find out what happens on that next go. Okay, Alix, what are you doing?
I'm going to go check on Kimball. So that's my plan.
I'm going to say that you're very easily able to cross the kind of the room that you're in and make your way to essentially the entrance to the tunnel. You're very easily able to hear that Kimball is like beginning to run. As soon as Rock was yelled, you could tell that like from where you are and from the sounds that you're hearing that Kimball already has the eggs, that she's already taking off. You can hear a little bit of a clatter and like very heavy breathing. She's going, like you're going to be faster than her, but she's going. She's alive, at least.
I mean, that's good.
I feel like it's vaguely important for me to figure out where she's going so that we can meet up with her. So I'm going to try to get in front of her and, like, pop up as gently as possible.
Oh, you should have left one of your tiny little thingies with us.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to...
You can still if you want to.
I'm going to leave... Yeah. I'm going to leave one with her so I can go back and fight with you guys.
Ah, yes, I like that idea.
Okay, I'll have Kimball go on Qarnak's go.
So I'm gonna pop up in front of Kimball and be like, Kimball,
I'm going.
I know. I want to make sure, and I just hold out my hand, and I'm like, take this. There's nothing in my hand. It's literally just my hand.
Your hand.
Dangerous to go alone. Take this.
So that you can find me if anything happens.
Yes. And if anything, if you get in any trouble, whisper to the hand.
She nods and she says, "Good luck, Alix, and keep everyone safe. I have to go now." and she kind of like holds your hand very close amongst all of the eggs, and she just takes off running. Yeah, I think that's so cute.
And then I'm gonna
Always
head
there
back.
to lend a hand.
Oh, I'm gonna head back towards the fight so that they're not alone because I am worried about these bones.
Yep, very fair. As you see the scowl appearing on Qarnak's face, she lifts the blade that she has and wrenches her arm out of your grip, further deepening the wounds that you had created. And you can feel your magic flowing all along the wounds that she has made worse. She lifts the blade and she goes to strike at you 3 times.
Wait, her turn.
It's the enemy's turn. This is the enemy version of Qarnak fighting, not Qarnak.
Ah, okay.
Because as soon as Qarnak takes control, if she isn't killed, she will have her go, and then this enemy will have begun. For 18 versus your armor class, Notch.
19.
Damn, dude. She goes to slash with the back side of it, trying to go for your leg. For much, much worse, and you see that she reaches down and pulls up the second blade, which will help her out to next round. Okay. The 2 rag and bone mixes. One of them slithers along the hall and tries to wrap itself around your legs, Notch.
Can I react?
It depends.
I have a bonus
if you
action.
have a reaction. No, so the bonus actions are part of like your go.
Got it.
So a reaction you can do essentially not on your turn as a reaction to a specific trigger. Like if an enemy moves out of your range when they're melee, you have a chance to attack them, or if you have a particular spell that allows you to do such.
Can I react? Because I was basically on the way into the room to help Notch out in that very moment. Like, my intention was never to fight with Qarnak, but like, if there's any other enemy to hold those off, so that
Do you know?
Notch can deal.
I would take that argument as a reaction bonus setup thing. So sure, I guess as soon as it gets into range, you can attack. So yeah, we'll do that, and you can do that with advantage still. Yeah, you see these bones and rags, like you see the brown of it, and you can see the dirt and all of the scars and all the fire that seems to have hit this thing, and it begins to try and wrap itself around Notch's leg. So yeah, you can absolutely make an attack before it can try that.
Yeah, Tawree is gonna do, like, Tawree already has her spoon out, and she's basically gonna do a what kind of thing is trying to wrap around it? Is it like a rag? Or is it bone?
They're basically rags and bones, so it's
Okay.
like one combined creature.
Tawree is gonna do like a golf hit towards the thing.
Okay,
with
sure.
the spoon.
4.
Do I just roll the spoon?
Yep.
18 to hit.
You definitely hit. What damage do you do?
8 bludgeoning damage.
Great. That is actually very important to note what kind of damage you're doing. You go to smash at it with your spoon, like you're just trying to bat it away. It doesn't bat itself away, but the damage you do to it seems to be far more powerful than you think it should be. Like you think, yeah, I'm going to crack a few bones. You just hear one completely shatter inside this like rag and bone mess for damage. I'm not going to tell you how much.
What size are the bones? Are they like, I don't know, chicken bones?
No, they're definitely like
Mouse bones.
really big chicken bones. No, they're a mixture of what look like they'd be some of the taller races, like
so definitely
few-
humanoid bones.
Yeah, definitely humanoid, and some that are definitely from the smaller.
But they're not
folks,
sticking
like,
together like a normal skeleton would. They're just like
they're just
completely in
mashed amongst
disarray.
that. Yes. So what should be an 8 is far more powerful than that, and yeah, you just hear bones shatter into pieces. Cool. It will still attempt to wrap itself around Notch. No!
No!
Sorry. For a 20 versus your armor class.
I got 19.
Uh-oh.
That's gonna hit, my buds. You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as one of the bones tries to like smack at the back of your knee. And on its second attack, I won't make it do 3 because you did manage to smash it a good one, so I'll take one of its attacks away as a punishment. And that one is for 17 versus your armor class.
19.
Great. Only one of them goes through and it doesn't manage to twist itself amongst your leg. You're definitely able to pick it up and move it. That's that one go. And the second one, now that it sees Tawree, will basically crawl across the ceiling and drop down just in front of you, and it will attempt to attack you. 18 versus your armor class, Tawree.
I have 18.
Doesn't hit. That's way less. That is also less. So as it lands, it tries to reach out, but there's something about you that's just not taking any of this shit today. They don't hit you at all. Why? These guys suck. That's the end of your enemy's goes. The bones are where they are. There's one right next to Notch. There is one essentially right in front of Tawree. Qarnak is still basically face to face with Notch right now. Tawree, it is your actual go now.
I think I'm gonna focus on the bone thing that is in front of me. And since Tawree learned that if you crush the skull of a thing, it cannot be reanimated or whatever, she's trying to look for a skull in that entire mess of bones and try to
There
go
is
for
no
that.
skull.
Okay. Well, fuck.
They're just mostly things like femurs and rib cages and stuff.
Okay. So let's just hit until they fall apart, I guess. Okay, so Tawree is definitely gonna just slab at it.
Yep, absolutely.
Best she can, because that's the best she can do right now.
Yep, go for it.
Yep. Let's do them one by one. 13 to hit.
Ooh.
That is a fail, I'm afraid. You smash down and the bones seem to move around it and you only get material.
Oops. Okay. Then she's gonna do another hit. With a spoon. Spoon.
No!
Wait. I did exactly the same roll.
You actually did.
Yeah.
Alas, that also goes
no.
wide. That you managed to hit a bone, but literally nothing happens to it. It just kind of bounces off.
I think because we don't have a lot of time, I'm gonna spend a key point and do flurry of blows.
Yep, so you can hit twice more.
You said unarmed. That is.
Yeah, because your monk weapon is a wooden spoon. It counts towards it. Yeah.
Let's try that.
Monks
again.
have weird
17.
things.
Looks
That's definitely more successful.
for 10 damage.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the third hit in. Finally, the bones move in such a way that you predict them, and you smash down for your 10 bludgeoning damage that seemed to be far more effective even than the first one. And you see pieces and shards just going flying out, ripping pieces of this cloth as it goes. And I believe you have one more attack.
Yep. Thing still standing?
It is still standing. It looks pretty fucked up though. The one in front of you.
Okay, then I guess another hit. 18
Ha!
or another 10.
How do you want to end this one?
Yeah!
Oh, she's just at this point, since she's already been doing 4 swings at it, it looks like she's just doing wild swings in front of her without really aiming, and the third one is just her going through it, and it probably just explodes into a bunch of bones and they scatter all over the ground.
Yep, that's perfect.
You mortared
they
and
don't-
pestled them.
Yeah, basically. They don't have a whole lot of hit points, and the damage you're doing is far more effective than other types of damage, for example. So yeah, you absolutely annihilate this one. The one in front of you stands no longer. Is there anything you want to do with your move?
Turn around.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get
So I don't think there was much space that we moved at all, so
Not really, no.
no.
Okay.
jump in front of mine.
I mean, I would, but I think there's not much space between you and the thing.
Not just surrounded on both
Yeah,
sides by this weird
can I use-
bone and cloth thing.
Can I use my move to basically just, I don't know, give it a good stomp since it's on the ground, trying to grab its ankle?
Ankle bone.
Not really. I mean, you could get into its space and really like mess up what it's going to do next. But you definitely can't cause more damage to it. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, you step into like, well, in for a penny, in for a pound, straight into what the next the next thing that's curled up and around the floor.
I'm gonna third wheel the shit out of this.
Alix, you see that Kimball basically just takes off into the darkness. You can basically see that she had the eggs very, very secured, and your hand is definitely nestled in amongst them. She has them very tightly to her chest, and she has a little knife on it in her hand. She's running. She's gone. As for Qarnak, okay. You can see that Qarnak deliberately takes a few steps back. You can see that her eyes have flashed over red, and she's deliberately like taking a few steps away from you in such a way that she leaves herself vulnerable for attack. Do you want to take that opportunity, Notch? As a side note, if you didn't know, you can do non-lethal damage, so you can choose to knock someone out with your damage instead of killing them.
Yes. Sorry, I'm gonna move this over here so I'm not like craning through. I'm just looking at my options here. If I was to do Divine Smite.
So Divine Smite works if you have already successfully managed to hit something. So if you roll an attack and succeed, you can cast Divine Smite on top of that, so you get to do extra damage.
Okay. They're undead or fiend. I don't know if you can even answer if this is Qarnak is being attacked by undead or fiend.
So I would say, and I will give it to you, because you've used your divine sense and because you attempted to cure the disease that is on her, / she is the disease in this like being right now, and you helped her make it herself worse. You could tell that it's definitely a fiendish thing that is inhabiting her.
Great. Let's do that. So I have a Daunting Roar as a bonus action. Can I do that with the attack, trying to get the Divine Smite against Qarnak to try and rid them of this?
If you do a successful attack on her, you will be able to do your Divine Smite for sure. We can mix in the Daunting Roar with that for flavor text as well, and we can see what we can do to make that work. Okay,
because the Daunting Roar, I'd like to, if I can, frighten away the thing that's coming after me so I can focus more on Qarnak, because this thing that's trying to get me, I don't think I can do two at once.
If you click your Daunting Roar for me, we can read what it says and see how we can mess with it.
Okay.
Also, if it helps, you do know that Tawree is right behind you. Like,
yeah, you'd be able to tell Tawree is like messing up whatever it is.
I got your back,
floor.
Basically.
Well, the Daunting Roar also might help against Qarnak a little bit and the evil that's inside her, because we lions, when you hear a roar of a beast that is, the head of the pride has a roar, it kind of, the others submit.
Might snap her to attention.
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely, let's do that. Let's do the attack. Let's do the Daunting Roar. Let's go with it. Let's do the Daunting Roar first, because I think that might make sense, just to figure out whether she can get herself sorted. Okay, so that means that Qarnak and the bone material mess at your feet are both going to have to take saving throws. So
let me know when you want the Daunting Roar.
Somewhere in the middle of your character sheet, Mr. Wayland, there is what looks like above, like where your cantrips and your spells and stuff are written, right in the middle, there is something that says save DC. Could you tell me what that number is?
14.
Perfect. Okay, that's what I need to beat in order to be able to stop myself being scared. Okay. You can tell that the go for your Daunting Roar, and I'll tell you what the result is.
Hey guys, I turned this down a lot. Headphone users, that's probably all of you, be warned. You'll probably be okay, but I just don't say I didn't warn you. I turned it down a lot. Like over 30 decibels of gain a lot. Here you go. Jump scare in 3, 2, oops. Messed up the countdown.
Neil is gonna love you.
Oh, you better believe that peaked.
It did.
That's a solid flat line.
It is a line. It's a brick.
All right, I got one
Casey
more.
wasn't ready.
I got one more in me. I will turn it down. I'll turn it way down. All right.
It's
It's brace
okay,
yourself, Casey.
My game is going way down.
Oh, no.
There we go.
How is that still loud?
I didn't actually have to change the volume of that one.
Oh, the first one was longer.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm sorry. There's some options there. If you want to throw on a declicker or declipper, feel free.
Yep.
Isotope is your friend.
It is.
There we go. All right, I'm back to normal now.
Oh my god. You may have a constellation for your throat, maybe, but you can have an inspiration. It's ridiculous. Okay. You can tell that the creature at your feet, the bones and the material, continues swirling in a mess around you, between you and Tawree, and doesn't seem to be affected by it at all. You can tell that the creature, or whatever it is that is within Qarnak, has kind of, like, in a frightened state, stand completely still. And you can tell that the kind of flashes of red look in your direction. They aren't exactly scared, but they are, like, recognizing. And you can tell that Qarnak is helping you to do whatever your next attack will be. So you can roll the next one at advantage. Sorry, I just read Casey's comment in real time. Yeah, so you can roll this attack at advantage.
Okay. And I have a extra attack as a paladin too.
Yep.
Okay.
You can have advantage on both of them. Fuck it, I don't give a shit.
I have 15 to hit with 6 slashing damage and 14 to hit with 7 slashing damage.
So we'll take the 15 because that is the higher roll, and we'll take the damage associated with that. So that is 6 slashing damage. Yeah, you definitely, as you go to strike at her with your shuttle, it's like Qarnak is stepping in the way of the blade to make it, like, get there a bit better and a little bit deeper, and you feel like you're doing more damage than you should, possibly because she's helping. You get to take a second attack because you... You can now do a smite if you want to.
The divine smite, yes.
Yes.
What is my spell level?
So that's your choice. So I believe you have access to level 1 and level 2 spell slots. And you can basically choose either a level 1 or a level 2, and then that marks that on your sheet, because you only have a certain amount of spell slots per day.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be doing any more spells today, so let's do 2.
Hey! So how much damage was your divine smite?
My divine smite was 16 radiant damage plus and 4 versus undead or fiend damage.
Yeah, so you basically do 16 radiant damage. The call of loyalty and devotion to the Dare Soul as an idea and organization basically just flashes through the weapon as the both of you work to exercise whatever this is that is holding on to her. And specifically because it's a fiend, you know that damage is increased more than it was if it was just, for example, against an ordinary foe. So you do 20 points of divine smite plus 6 points of slashing, so you have 26 damage in total. You can tell the wound that you have just created on her is quite deep, and she looks a little bit messed up.
I'm sorry, Qarnak. This is the only way.
It's okay.
Just come back to me.
Just keep hitting me!
I'm trying. You keep fighting your end, I'll keep fighting my end.
So that's your first attack. Because you're a paladin, you have extra attack, you can hit her again. And you can also do that with advantage.
So I do all of those 3 again.
If you hit, yes.
Okay. I did 12 to hit, reach 5, 9 slashing damage, 11 to hit, reach 5, 8 slashing damage.
So, unfortunately, on the 12, you can see the flash of darkness take back over her eyes, apparently trying to yell at you to hit her more, just activated whatever it was inside her, and it just managed to pull back away from the strikes that you were putting its way. Unfortunately, you did not succeed, but that does mean you don't waste any spell slots trying to cast Divine Smite, so you have that for you. Okay, so we did your bonus action, which was the roar. We did your action, which is the 2 attacks, and you only have your move left. Essentially, you're still face to face with Qarnak, and you still have the kind of demon the bones and rags just behind you.
And me,
and Tawree. So you're kind of, I say you have a move option, but you are kind of penned in.
Can you crab walk a little bit to the side?
Tawree, you take that one.
And then I move to the side of Cormac to try and divert attention and also shake that shit off my tail.
Yep, absolutely. It goes for your tail and you're like, nope, tail up. Okay,
that's a rude nickname.
Rude. So yeah, that's Notch. Okay, I'm gonna reset the timer because what you just did was dope.
I like that. Hey.
Yeah. Alix, it's now your go. You're essentially at the entrance to the little tunnel that Kimball was at. You're not too far from your companions.
Well, it was above, right? The tunnel?
Yeah, but because you wanted to speak to her specifically, I just moved her so that you would be able to do that without, wasting anything extra if you wanted to get back.
Oh, because I was just going to say, if it was above, I could just find a crack in the floor and just goop down through it.
You know what? That's way cooler. Fuck it. Yes. You can absolutely use your movements to get through the crack in the floor. You noticed a little tiny shaft of light, and you're like, "Yeah, I could do this."
Yeah,
absolutely. You can drop straight in on a spot if you want to.
Perfect.
Fuck
and
it.
just to be fair, we can call that my full movement.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But you guys just see a all of a sudden a just goop falls from the ceiling and forms into Alix. You can tell me where I landed, V, because it's
I'm gonna say.
No, I'm gonna say on top of the bone and the rags because I think story-wise it might be better to keep Notch and Qarnak at least separated. Yeah, just a tiny bit. I mean, if you guys want to go and fuck her up, right, go ahead.
No.
But I think
I can always use that extra paw.
I'm about it. I'm ready to deal with some bones. I'm gonna use my unarmed strike to elbow drop whatever bone looks the biggest. I'm given the bones.
Is this how
elbow.
you come through the ceiling?
Yeah.
Coming through the ceiling with a people's elbow.
Is it a stalactite or stalagmite?
Tight against the ceiling.
Stalactite.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Alix, because you... there's no way this thing is going to know that you were coming and you were about to deliver the people's elbow, so you can also have advantage on your attack. Fuck it. Why not? I'm all about this. This is dumb. I love it.
I wouldn't be me if I didn't attempt to do some kind of wrestling move.
A wrestling move, yeah.
Also,
exactly.
I want you guys to know that Alix's people's elbow, because it's Alix, it's called the goo drop.
Oh.
So
I like
that's
the first one.
18.
Yep.
18 to hit.
Let's take that one.
Yep, that's it. You kind of come through the ceiling, you goo drop straight into the biggest bone that you can possibly find, and you hear this almighty crashing and a smack.
I did not mean to hit my claws, but Alix has none, so it's okay.
You're perfect in your goose self.
Yeah. You come through, you goo drop straight onto the biggest bone, and it just shatters into 1,000 tiny pieces. As the damage you do, it seems to be way more powerful. Maybe it's because you dropped from a height, maybe it's because it was unaware, or maybe it's just because it's vulnerable to bludgeoning. Who knows, Alix? Who knows? You do a solid number on this one. It doesn't look very healthy. What would you like to do now?
That's my turn, but I do just want the audience to know, because they can't see the things that we're typing, that I accidentally hit my flaws button on Roll20, and then Kessie replied, "They flaw through the ceiling." And I'm gonna go die about that now that my turn is over. Thank you.
Alix, you actually still do have another attack, because you, being a monk, you get 2 attacks as your basic action.
I don't know. I guess I punch it again with my fist.
Go for it.
That was a 21.
Dang.
All right, Casey, how do you want to wreck this one?
I'm
Devour it!
I'm just gonna punch straight through the bone.
Yeah. Like a one of the bones and rags just like comes up to try and hit you in the face, or go hit Tawree as you've kind of between them a notch, and you just punch a comical hole through one of the bones that goes for you, and then either side drops down as the other one flies across Tawree's shoulder. Yeah,
Ow.
the pair of you absolutely wrecked. On your go. We will see, because we don't know how well the enemies are going to do right now. Yeah, that was Alix's go. Both my rag and bones are done. Now we only have the imposter that is inside Qarnak. Qarnak lifts both of her blades, and she lifts them high and begins to slash down in kind of like a cross pattern across like your arm, your dominant arm, the one that uses your weapon the most, and in an attempt to just like do as much damage to the weapon-wielding arm as possible. But it seems like the flow of the blades are not as clean as they should be. You can see that they're beginning to flow, but they suddenly get yanked back and then yanked forward as if someone else is controlling the arms. And this creature will try to attack at disadvantage.
Fight it, Qarnak. I can see you in there.
She totally is, dude. 21 versus your armor class.
19.
Oh, no, I didn't roll twice. I'm sorry. That's better. One of the blades just completely misses. As you can see, Qarnak is obviously pulling back. 16 versus your armor class.
19.
Perfect. And finally, you see Qarnak's arm attempt to basically just slash up across your chest. Oh, that's not good. That's also not good. It's 25 versus your armor class.
19.
Okay, well, that's kind of okay, because the first one I rolled wasn't that 20. I'm like, oh no. So we're good. It's just a normal attack. And she slashes across your chest for 6 slashing damage.
For those of you at home, I bet 40.
Yeah, that's fake Qarnak's go. Tawree, would you like to try and catch this missile?
No, I want to deflect it. Can I direct it directly at Qarnak to land like in her face or something?
Oh, smotherification.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Just give it a shot, and we'll count as like an extra that you get to do, because it was a baller ending there. So if you click your deflect missiles for me, we can see what it says.
I think I cannot do any damage with it. I can just reduce the damage.
Absolutely, you can attack with this. With deflect missiles, if you catch it, essentially deflect missiles is you can reduce the amount of damage that a ranged weapon or a ranged projectile would do to you, like a bow or a bolt or a stone. If you have enough damage reduction on the catch, you can catch it. That's it. You don't take reduced damage, you catch it and nothing happens. Mm-hmm. You can then spend 1 key point to lob it back, and you count it as a ranged weapon that you are proficient with. So essentially it would be like a 1d4 plus your dexterity in this case as damage.
Okay. Yeah. Then Oh, hang on. I have to change my key points. I just realized I didn't do that last time.
Yeah, essentially, this would do no damage to you, really, because it was just flavor text. But I'm happy if you take flavor text and run with it. So, yeah, you can just do a ranged attack, just like whatever ranged attack you may have on your character sheet. Click that.
I have darts.
Perfect. It's basically be the same damage as that. So
but I have 2 different darts. One is
thrown.
One is thrown, and the other one is ranged weapon. Why do I have 2?
Yeah, it might be a slight weirdness on how Roll20 imports damage. Yeah, so you probably want to just click whichever one.
22 to hit, 6 damage.
Yeah, absolutely. You
I hit her in the middle of the face.
Donk straight square in the forehead. You see this small piece of bone go flying past Notch's face and just hit her square in the forehead. It definitely leaves a massive bruise. Yeah, okay. There's nothing she could do to stop that. It is now your go proper. So you can essentially do whatever your normal would. The creature that was at your feet, Alix just destroyed by coming through the ceiling. So it's really only Qarnak left.
And she's a few steps away, right?
Yeah, like she's definitely within your movement range. You could definitely get there in like probably 10 feet.
I think Tawree is not going to interfere because this is between Notch and Qarnak, but she's going to ready an action just in case Qarnak still does something.
I mean, I got 40 hit points, so I mean, I don't know. They got 3 attacks.
I can't heal you.
Yeah, let's say, so when you ready an action, you have to say what it is you're readying and what the trigger is.
I'm gonna ready action spoon. And, just in case, right now it looks like she's staying at a distance, and if she makes any attempt to get closer and within range and do an attack or not, that's when I'm gonna do the spoon bashing.
Okay, so when Qarnak attempts to attack Notch is when you would bamf her with the spoon. Okay, great. We have to be very specific on the triggers and activations for ready attacks. Okay. All right, that sounds great. You can absolutely do that. And I'm going to say if that happens, you can go at advantage because you're expecting this. She's probably not. Yes. Okay.
Well, I'm standing there like a baseball bat, ready with my spoon.
All right, motherfucker. You can see Qarnak on her go. You can see that as the third strike that actually managed to get Notch just go through, you see her let go of the weapon and you see it go flying and tumbling into the wall and clatter on the ground. You see her, as she goes to uppercut and strike with her blade, you see the blade releases and flies into the ceiling. You can see that she's completely weaponless now. She only has her claws. That's essentially what Qarnak is going to do. She has done as much as she can to stop whatever the fuck is happening here. She has de-armed herself, but she can't declaw herself. That's Qarnak's go.
I mean, she can if she's a studied vet.
Yeah, she I think Notch would know at least that she is quite proficient with her claws when she needs to be.
Oh, yeah.
But she can't. She's not going to declaw herself. So yeah, that's Qarnak's go. Notch, top of the round. You can see that your buddy is doing everything she can to try and cease this thing from her existence.
I've already done the channel divinity thing, right?
Yeah.
I can't do it again. I got 1 for 1 on that. And the lay on hands didn't do... Oh, and the lay on hands did something, right? Last time?
Yep. Essentially, what you did, not that this is anything that would ever be written on the character sheet because these things are random, you essentially allowed her to have a go. So you actually brought her forward enough that she could actually influence what's happening in her body.
Well, I feel like she's pretty close to turn the tide. So Notch reaches out with his claws and digs into hers to stop her from ever being able to fight, to also bleed her wrists slightly a little bit more with the lay on hands to try and pull whatever's left in there. And looking into her eyes,
You're almost there. You're almost there. Keep fighting.
Your choice, intimidation or persuasion.
they're both the same on my sheet, or number-wise.
Then it's flavor text, my friend. What would you like to try?
I feel like let's do intimidation.
Do it.
I think that's good.
Intimidate your friend into snapping out of it.
23. Intimidation. I'm gonna scare the shit right out of you.
Gonna scare the
she's
bad
gonna
right
need
out
the
of her.
litter box. Like, she's like, what did he do to me? You see her head tip back and she screams. You see this dark mass just shoot up into the ceiling and fall like pieces of ash all around her. And then she collapses to the ground. That's the end of combat. You're out of initiative.
Phew.
Can I use the rest of my lay on hands to be on her and to heal whatever damage that we have done to Cormac? Because
Absolutely, you can.
I have, by my math, 30 left.
Yeah. You could absolutely do that. Like she's laying on the ground unconscious, when she finally collapses. And yeah, you can just rush over and like begin to heal her wounds. The faith in what you're doing, bringing her back around, and you see some of the wounds on her body begin to like flash, and then they're healed over, and you see her eyes just very blearily begin to blink back into consciousness.
I knew you had it in you. Oh.
Ow.
Hey,
Ow. Fuck. Ow.
I did what I could.
While that is happening, while they're just squirming on the ground, ouching, Tawree is gonna turn to Alix and say, "Do you have a way to talk to Kimball? Can you tell her it's okay now?"
I not talk, but I can. I have. She has my hand.
Poke her and point her back.
I'm gonna have my hand is gonna like tap on Kimball's like arm, I guess.
Alix,
do like this.
Make the shape of a spear. Make the shape of a spear.
That seems like a horrible idea.
Well, remember, spear was good and clear. It's our code.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna just tap on her arm.
Yep.
And when she pays attention, I'm just gonna point back towards and then give a thumbs up.
Change the shape into the shape of a spear.
And then I'm going to change my hand into the shape of a spear.
Yeah.
You can't hear really, and you can't like see, but you definitely feel a bit of a feedback of movement, stress, and then suddenly not, and then very cautious, slow movements back in the direction that she was running. So yeah, you got the idea that she's on her way back. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, I wanted to get that in before we do the emotional part.
Yeah, that's fine. Qarnak just kind of she opens her eyes and she's like owing, and then she kind of like looks at you and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
What the fuck are you doing here? I mean, it's good to finally see you again.
In the bedroom?
That's the last thing you remember was the bedroom?
Yeah.
Oh, you've had something in you for a while, kid. Oh, but...
She kind of like sits up, and it's almost as if she's pulling up a blanket to cover herself, realizes she's covered in her normal armor, and just be like, wait. Okay, this was either the weirdest dream ever, or and you can see that she just looks down at her claws. I've done some really bad shit.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? You're back with us. Hey, introductions. Excuse my mane here. This is Tawree and most of Alix.
Hi. And she kind of like, she looks like she's leaning on the wall to pull herself up. Like she looks very unsteady on her feet. And she ends up just leaning against it. Not the casual, haha, fuck you lean she did earlier. This is like the, oh God, I'm going to fall over if I don't lean on this wall kind of look.
Tawree inclines her head.
Hey, and Alix. Hi.
Tawree is gonna look at Notch and ask, "Do you think it's safe now? She is safe now?"
My divine sense tells me it's clear. Correct?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Tawree nods, and then she's going to go into the kitchen where Kimball attempted to make tea earlier, and she's going to make tea for Qarnak.
Makes sense. Did I really try and kill you?
I mean, you tried, but you only did like 20 points. I mean, that was you could have done better in a little sparring session there, kid.
Wait, no. She like puts a hand across her eyes and she's like, it's like I remember a dream, and it's like I remember watching someone else use my body to do shit, and I remember, as she points over at Alix, did you fall through the ceiling?
Fall is a very different word from what I would say I did, which is that I would say that I dripped through the ceiling.
Okay. Then it wasn't all a dream. Okay. Yeah. I guess that means you did find the eggs?
I mean, look where we are.
She looks around. She can't see the hole because you guys covered it.
Also, the ice wall is gone.
Yep.
Can you get to your
she
feet?
looks around.
Are you able to climb a rope?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'll be all right. Yeah.
All right, well, just to bring you up to speed, there's 3 more eggs down there. We can only take 1 per person. So, I mean, you only got 3 options left, and if you have enough strength, there's a test that'll happen. I mean, you get to choose some pathways, bartering, constitution, all this kind of thing. Only when you're ready, but that means you get to have an egg, and yeah.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, you get to pick among 3. How cool is that? I took the purple one. You can't have that one.
Yeah, I should have figured that.
I mean, look at my
I'm
mane.
sorry.
I mean,
like she sits back down on the ground, like her
In that
hands
moment-
on her knees.
In that moment, Tawree is coming in with tea and handing like a cup to Qarnak.
Thanks. And she kind of like takes a few sips. It's good tea, thanks.
While they give her tea, I go and get your weapons back. Because
one lodged in the ceiling, one on the ground.
I claw my way up there and pull one out, and I go and grab the other one. Because, I mean, if something were to happen, I need you to have your weapons. I mean.
Oh, bloody hell. Thanks. Yeah, let's do the egg. I think I know the test you're talking about. I remember that from the teachings, whatever the fuck that means now. How long does it take? I don't think we've got very long before whatever it was comes.
That's a good point, but honestly, in the void, I don't know if time passes at all. It may be instant to where we blink and you're back.
Okay, look, if it seems like something is coming while I'm gone, leave. There's this gnome lady, Kels, she runs, but she's wicked dangerous. And if she comes, you have to leave. Like, don't wait for me. And I'm serious, don't wait for me if that happens.
I was given a mission also. If you do not meet up with me, come to Demarius. Find your way there. That's where I'm supposed to go.
Okay. Thank you for the tea. And she like hands over like the mostly drunk cup over to Tawree. Down this rope? What rope?
Oh yeah, hold on. Dig.
Oh no! Just shove it to the side so we can put it back on if we need to leave.
Yeah, if we leave and you get up here, cover your tracks.
Oh.
Got it.
Oh, actually, if she goes through the trials and makes it, she doesn't need to come back here. She can go somewhere else.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're gonna give you an option at the end. Why don't you just meet me in Demarius?
I could do that, yeah. Or just give me like a few minutes before I might need to make a different choice. Sorry, there's a lot of things that I'm remembering, and it's a little tough.
2 seconds ago, you said we had no time. I mean, Give or take, kid.
Oh, no.
Look, don't be pedantic with me, you little bastard.
What can I say? It's good to have you back.
She's stunting for time. Oh, no.
Yeah, you can see that, like as you clear the things away and she begins to like climb down the rope, like you see her just like slip and she's just like, ow,
Uh-oh.
ow.
You should have healed her, maybe.
Climb down again.
I held her. I did.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just her.
How dare you? I'm just. Do you know what? Never mind. She climbs down. She disappears into the kind of like the canopy of the tree.
You
and a few
use the
seconds-
leaves. Remember, grab the leaves.
Yeah, I remember how this works. Do you? She just
No, I
grabs the
didn't.
leaves.
I used goo. It didn't work very well.
What do you mean you use goo? It's all in the teachings. You touch the leaf to the tree, you touch the leaves to the egg, and then you'll go to a place with the 4 crossroads, and then she disappears as she touches the egg with the leaves.
Well, I studied fighting more than you. Okay, she's gone.
Okay, there's 2 more eggs. Let's hope that Sarissa will come here and hopefully bring someone who can take an egg.
Wait, who?
Didn't I tell you about that? I had a friend come over. I told a friend that. Did I? I don't think I ever told you about Sarissa, did I?
I don't
No.
think so.
It's news to me.
I came here with a friend who was also looking for the dragon eggs. She was trying to find them to protect them.
Was she of an order like mine, or?
I think so. She did say her. Wasn't her parents from
Her parents
the
were,
order?
yeah.
Her
Yeah.
parents were from the order, and she wanted to protect them from protect the eggs from the parents,
Yes.
as I understood it.
Yep, it's pretty much spot on, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like she has great lineage there. Super trustworthy. The kind of person I really would want to give 2 dragons to.
And you can like see that Kimball has like stepped out from the thing. Like you have a feeling maybe she was waiting until this strange voice went away. She says like she's holding like all the eggs in like a bag that she had ready, and you can see that she still has the knife clutched in it, and you can see that Alix's hand just like goes back towards where Alix is. And she says, maybe we can just hide them. Or find a way to maybe put the ice wall back up.
Do you know if the ice wall can be put up back again?
I mean,
She shrugs and she says, I think Dad, I think he said that a dragon put the ice wall up, but there might be other ways of doing it. He had a lot of magic knowledge on him. So,
Alix, you
think
got your
can
staff?
find-
I have my staff.
Do you think you can find the information?
she looks down at the eggs, she bites her lip, and then, like, again, you see her, like, square her shoulders and lift her head a bit, and she says, yeah, my dad had a book of magic on him so I think I can get that.
Tawree is gonna bend down to Kimball and take the eggs from her, and say, "Can you try and get that really quick? I think we don't have a lot of time, and if there's a chance to get the ice wall up, we should do that really, really quickly, and then leave this place as soon as we can."
Hey, give me Firecracker back. You've had him long enough. Thank you.
Kimball says, yeah, and you can see that she, like, begins to walk away, and then she suddenly turns back, and she takes a few steps back, and her head is, like, not looking at anyone, and she says, Can I borrow a coin from one of you? It doesn't matter what coin, and I promise I'll pay it back, but I need a coin. I spent all of mine getting the defenses, and I don't have anything left, and I need one.
I don't even know if I have money.
Are you going to barter with a rock back there, or what? I mean, are you going to spend this thing?
I have to pay the ferryman.
Are you leaving without us? Where are you going?
She looks up and she says, It's just a custom for my people that when someone dies, you give them a coin for the ferryman.
Oh.
I haven't I haven't been back yet to see him, so I need a coin, and I don't have one.
I don't have a single
I'll work
coin
for
on
it.
me.
I'll work for it. I won't be taking it or anything, and I just need one.
To be honest, kid, I don't even know if I have any money.
I'm going to assume. Oh, I think I probably have money.
Does it need to be a coin, or can it be something of value?
I think it's supposed to be a coin for the ferryman, but he might trade and barter.
Yeah, do I even have coins? I just have weapons.
I feel like
I remember the last time I had anything of value was like when I had like a bunch of sapphires, and then we traded that for equipment, and I never actually had money.
Should we check the bone bags? Maybe they had money. Loot. The Y.
Qarnak,
Press
come
Y.
back up
Press
here.
Y. Does anybody have a looting perk?
So your characters should start off with like a basic amount of like coppers and silvers and a couple of gold. But I
there
think
are numbers over here. Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot
Casey,
the
you
money
were
system is
mentioning
really weird.
something about money, but I didn't pick up what you were saying.
I was going to say the same thing you were saying. I was going to say.
Oh, I do. I have 4 gold and 3 silver.
Yeah.
It's in my sheet.
I have 14 gold and 3 silver, so I'm giving her 1.
Cool. I'm a hoarder.
It's a gold coin, right? Yeah. She gets
Yeah,
a
you
gold
can give her a
coin.
gold coin. Like she just
I'm
said
giving her
a
a gold
coin.
I mean,
Aw.
she take the silver. I'm just saying.
No, she's getting a gold coin.
Okay. Faster ferry.
Tawree has no sense of value, of money values.
It's one of those automatic ferries, you know.
It's just contactless, right? There's no money changing hands. Ferryman had to upgrade. She takes the coin and she says, "Thank you, Tawree. I promise I'll pay you back."
You don't have to. We just need to see the egg safe. Go on now.
Okay. And with that, like she turns on a heel, and you can like hear her running off into the distance. A few moments later, you hear the sounds of scratching and scuffling, and as you look over at where the sound comes from, you can see that Qarnak is climbing up out of the hole, and you can see that like she has like a small bag on her back with like a very egg-shaped bulge in it.
She didn't go to the Marius?
what color did you choose? What's its name?
Orange, and I haven't named it yet. Damn. And she, like, you see, like, she's pulling herself out, and you can see that she's got bruises. She's bleeding from one eye. Like,
Oh, did you take
Pulling herself
the
up.
combat course? Is that which one did you choose?
like she lies on her back, legs still hanging down the hole. She's like, "Well, I don't have anything to trade, and I'm not very persuasive, Notch."
Oh,
Oh, no.
well, hey, I mean, at least you did it.
It had. How does it have 9 heads and 2 giant arms? I don't. She rolls on her side, pulls herself forward, and it spat poison. That's just gross. Pulls
That
herself to
sounds
her
like
feet.
a buff Hydra.
Chad Hydra.
Hydra.
Hey, I know you're covering and all again, but you read the books. I didn't pay much attention. This ice wall thing. You knew the lead part. Anything we can do about this ice wall? I mean, little Skipper there is going off and getting the book of magic, but I don't know if it's gonna have anything. What do you know?
Who's little Skipper?
You didn't. We got a little short stack here who they run around and help us with eggs and things and help put all those traps up. So you can thank her when you see all the poison darts later.
Yeah, that shit was brutal. I mean, it wasn't fun to get through, so like, fuck me. Do you know how many of those things that we lost? I think I vaguely remember 4 or 5 of them. Bloody hell.
I mean,
She's lethal.
I'm glad then, because frankly, you were not good. So you deserved it.
It's not my fault. And she kind of like drags like the things to cover the hole. And she says, back to this ice wall. Yeah, there may be something. Do you have your relic? I mean, the more relics we have, the better. I've only got one, and she kind of indicates like one of the sickles that she has.
I got my shield. Oh, look, there's a new dragon on it. Isn't that cool? It appeared when we saw another dead one. It was, should have been there.
Another dead one.
Yep.
Was that Paya a dragon that I passed in the forest?
I mean, I don't know the pie you saw, but probably.
We didn't kill them, though. They were dying when we met them, and they died before we could help them.
Sorry, it's not. Sorry, our enemies come off quite so aggressive. Weird day.
I mean, you did just try to kill us earlier, so I mean, hey, you know.
That wasn't me. How long are you going to hold that over my head? Still wasn't me.
I mean, we'll see.
The more relics we have, the more that we could infuse an ice wall or a firewall spell. We can make it more permanent. I mean, I've got mine, you've got yours.
We got Alix.
I am the
Alix.
most Alix you can have.
Are you a Dragon Knight?
Yes, I am. Well, sort of in training.
You two get along.
Please. I'm not in training, but yeah, we'll get along. Hi, I'm Qarnak. I'm just a basic Dragon Knight. I'm not like this old man over here.
Har, har. Why do you think I dye my hair?
If you've got a dragon relic, then we could probably put this up, no problem, if someone around here's got some sort of wall spell. And with that, you see that Kimball has like arrived. She has like the book in her hands, and she looks like very nervous.
Oh yeah, this is Short Stack. I was talking about Kimball, and that's Qarnak, and we're a happy family. Now let's make this wall.
There's a fire spell in here. I can't. My dad had the magic, but I think I can maybe do the fire one. I don't think it has as much need for me to be as magical. So, and the potion here and the information's really easy. So, I can put up a firewall, but I don't know how long it will last. That's all right. You do the spell, and we can make it a bit more permanent. Don't worry, lass. Okay. She kind of looks to one side, moves a little bit more towards Tawree at this strange new person that's here.
Yeah, Tawree is like protectively going to put her hands over Kimball's shoulder. Kimball basically goes to the rooms that she has, and you can like see that when she comes back, she has this like kind of whitish looking potion that has these like darker blue swirls that seem to be moving independently inside of it. You can see that she looks at it, she pops the cap, she throws the potion back, and you can see suddenly like her skin begins to glow a faint blue, and you can see that the spell or whatever she's looking at also begins to glow this kind of like whitish, bluish, yellowish color. And she reads aloud from the book, and you see this sudden eruption of flame in front of you as a ginormous wall replacing the ice wall that you had there previously. It doesn't even allow you to look through. This flame is orange and red with like tinges of green inside of it. Those of you who have your staves, you can feel them shake and vibrate in your hands. And as you look at them, any shape that is blessed from or by a dragon, in Notch's case, the 4 that are on his, in Alix's case, the 3 that are on theirs, and in the case of Qarnak, the 1 that is on her sickle begins to glow, and they seem to glow in that same color. And Qarnak lifts her weapon forward and indicates for the both of you to do the same. And you see suddenly this bright flash of coloured lights coming from the end, and it becomes very difficult to hold on to as it gets warmer and warmer, and you can hear Qarnak very quietly beginning to chant something.
I do the same with my shield, raising it up and pushing it against the wall to shape the shield behind it.
And as quickly as the spell started, it suddenly stops. You can hear the book drop to the floor, and you can see that Kimball is no longer glowing a strange colour. The lights that are coming from the carvings of the dragons on your weapons are no longer glowing. It also stops shaking and becomes much less hot to the touch. And this wall of fire stays, with its flickerings of green and red and orange.
All right, we're done. Let's go.
Tawree is gonna put still has her hand on Kimball's shoulder, and she's gonna say, "Well done."
Thank you.
Yeah.
That potion didn't taste very nice.
Most potions don't, but that's the nature of medicine.
Yeah. Okay.
We should definitely leave now. I think, we did everything we could.
Yeah.
We should get away from here as far as away as we can.
Hey, Kimball.
Yeah. Yeah?
What was your pop's name?
Patrons, hang on.
Daddy.
What do you mean, what's my mum's maiden name? I just knew her as Ma. His name was Galgo.
Qarnak. What do you think about, honoring her father with naming Orangey there the same?
You know what? And she looks down at Kimball. Sounds like a really good idea, unless you're gonna name your egg Galgo. And she shakes her head. Kimball's like, it already told me what its name was, so but that would be very kind of you. And she nods and says, that's all right. I mean, you helped us put up the wall, and your dad did a real number on all those things that were coming with me, so makes sense. And you see Kimball just nod and straighten her shoulders, and she says, okay, you have to stay with me, because even though most of the traps are depleted, there are some others that only work by coming this way, so
All right, lead the
just
way.
be careful.
I think we're stuck with you.
At least for a little bit. And Kimball takes the four of you, plus your eggs, through what remains of the traps between here and the entrance. Waiting for you on the outside, in the very deep snow that had begun to fall outside, you notice that as you step outside and you feel the winds on your face and you feel the starlight from the sky above reaching your skin, you feel sudden shakes wherever it is that you stored your egg. A moment later, that weight that has been travelling with you disappears. And standing before you, you see the following.
Where's Firecracker?
You see before you a slightly older looking kobold. She has streaks of white hair, and she's wearing what looks like you can see that she's wearing a dark green dress. She looks very posh and important. And the snow all around her and the same around the others just melts away till they're standing on the ground. You can see that there is what looks like a dragonborn. You can see that they're standing before you wearing a dusty pink waistcoat and trousers. They have a long face and a big chest. You see a tabaxi male. He's wearing what looks like a crisp tuxedo top with jacket and bow tie. He seems to be wearing a dark kilt. And you see a Leonin lady wearing what looks like a rather risque purple dress.
Oh.
You asshole.
It's not me! It's not me!
And you see a Leonin woman who is quite young in appearance, and she's wearing a checkered orange and brown pantsuit and jacket. She also has what looks like a little trilby hat on as well. And you see these 5 people standing before you as the 5 of you step out into the starlight.
Do we still have our eggs? Are they like...
Nope.
They disappeared?
They're gone. If you go back to touch wherever you stored your egg, it's gone.
What? Where the hell Firecracker
happened?
going? Who the hell are you?
You see the Leonin lady in the purple dress just kind of like wave.
Oh, hey!
Who are you? Wait.
Hi.
Those eggs weren't dragons. I mean...
Oh, you can see the one in the purple dress that waved when you said Firecracker. She says, well, I think you find, my dear, that we are dragons.
Oh.
You do not
you
look
are-
like dragons.
You.
Well, you
the-
look like Dragonborn.
That's like
but-
Daruk. Like Daruk, he didn't look like a dragon either when we last saw him.
What?
Daruk, the dragon, the white dragon that died.
That's true.
When he died, he turned into a humanoid form. I can't remember what he was, but
That
I
was
think it's a
the
dragon, but I
one
might be wrong.
that you say that. Wait.
the one that we burned.
Oh right,
The one.
I have the worst memory in the entire world. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right.
Gave me this extra dragon on my shield, right?
Yes, we have sentient forms based on those that help us be born.
So I don't have to raise you? You just magically adulted?
Oh no, you should definitely guide some of us. I mean, of course I don't need to be guided. I'm far, far more mature because you're... And she just gestures at all of you.
Thanks.
Just to reiterate, did I understand correctly that the dragons are now in the shape that we are, like our group, like a kobold, a tabaxi, 2 leonins, and wait, what was
looks
the
like a
last one?
dragonborn, yeah.
Okay. That was the dragon. Okay, that one set me off.
You know, considering you're only a day old, I rescind my little comment earlier. Sorry about that.
Yes, I
Involuntary.
think highly inappropriate, but you know.
I was. Well, I never expected that I would be raising basically a teenager at this point, or almost an adult.
Yes, essentially.
I did always want to have a cub of my own. This is kind of cool. And you're a dragon,
Yes.
so, I mean, I feel like I'm winning here.
Yes. Quite. Yes, we aren't children, babies. That would leave us extremely vulnerable to attack by other dragons or, well, anyone who wishes to kill a dragon.
It would also not be very helpful in the situation that we're finding ourselves in with the world ending. Not that I'm trying to get you to help us. I'm just saying if you had a bunch of babies to
the tabaxi
to protect.
The tabaxi with the wearing the tuxedo top like kind of like loosens out his bow tie a little bit when he mentioned the end of the world.
Yeah.
And he says, "End of the world. Okay, that's good to know. How close is the end of the world?"
I mean, a little further now because you're here, I'm thinking, maybe.
I don't know. I think by our calendar, it's like maybe 3 days. I don't know anymore.
What?
No, Kino wise, it's like a month. Yeah.
I don't know where we are
in
the time.
3 days is 3 days. I think is Discoro.
That was my joke. I was like, I don't know. From my timeline, I think I remember it being like 3 days until the end of the world. But
Yeah.
or if you know, then based on when you're listening to this, maybe like 2 years for the listener.
Oh God, yeah. Tell me about it.
There have already been at least 4 deaths, gods dying at this point.
You see the dragonborn looking one. They take a few steps towards Alix, and you see that they shift their form so they look a little bit more like you. You can see that their features kind of like blank over and that they kind of like change their translucentness. So they're a little bit more see-through. They're not exactly like you, but they're very similar.
Hey, we're getting
and
that
they say-
army of Alixes we've always wanted.
When you say we, I think it is only you that really wants an army of Alexes.
So,
I mean,
so Alix,
yeah.
Alix is basically Jello, and the other one is a pudding.
Well, now we got a bunch of shots.
Angel Delight versus Jelly, yeah.
Oh man, now I really want pudding.
And they say, I don't know exactly what you want to do, but if you want to leave, we can do that. If it's the end of the world, then I think I would like it if we could. I am feeling a great pull towards the north. I feel like that there is somebody there who could help us.
North or north west?
You can see that the kind of more plasmoid looking one just kind of like looks at you, and you can see their form is like shifting and changing, and they suddenly grow more cat-like ears, and they have like a much bigger mane to them now. And they say, yes, if you want to be more precise, northwest.
We did want to bring you to safety first, to a place called Damarius. Is that maybe? Do you know if that's where your pull is going?
You can see that the one that has stepped forward a little bit more kind of looks back at the rest, and they say, I don't recognize the name, but something about it feels right. Is that just me? No, darling, that sounds perfectly reasonable. Yes. We're feeling a bit of a pull to the northwest.
All right. Better beat feet. John Tawree told us to go in that direction. I don't know if you know who that is, but I figure we're going to have to educate you all on the way.
That works for me. I am happy to go wherever you would like to go. Coincidentally, because Gimbal said that the dragon in her egg told her its name, so I would like to know what name that you would like to be called.
The kobold that stepped forward in the green dress says, I told Kimball that my name is Scuttle.
What?
Scuttle.
Scuttle. Ah, cool.
Skittle?
Scuttle. You know, like you
Skedaddle?
scuttle a ship.
Like the bird from Little
Yeah.
Mermaid.
No, but yes. So, the kobold, one with the green dress, takes a few steps forward and reveals themselves to be Scuttle. The Leonian lady with the rather revealing purple dress has already announced herself as being Firecracker. The orange and brown pantsuit with a flat cap, named Gelko after Kimball's father, bows a little bit before Qarnak. Tawree, your tabaxi friend / dragon, reveals themselves to be Senko. And Alix, the shapeshifter dragon that you find yourself in front of, they reveal their name to be Grulla.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Again.
Nice to meet you too.
Tawree is going to go up to hers, to her dragon, and like reach out a hand and like incline her head and say, "I'm Tawree."
He basically takes your hand, turns it over, and just like kisses the back of your hand and like straightens up his tie, and he says, "Fine lady, I am Senko.
Nice to meet you.
I have
You as well."
an incredibly important question, because you are all. I get that. I don't really get why you are like fully grown, but I'm not upset that we don't have to worry about babies in the middle of the apocalypse. What I am more worried about is how you all came out of your eggs with full pieces with full clothing sets on. Like, not that I want you to be naked or anything like that. I am just very confused. Like, is this? I'm assuming it's dragon magic, but it is just very confusing to me. And like, how did the dragon magic pick what you are wearing? I don't understand.
Gorilla kind of like is much closer to you than they are to the others, and Gorilla says, "It is a form of magic. I don't exactly know how or why, but I believe it is so that we are not left vulnerable."
Does that mean that your waistcoat is armor?
No, I think that my scales are armor.
Oh,
Okay.
that's cool.
I feel like if they came out quote unquote naked and someone saw them like that, then they would open themselves for attacks just by the fact that they are naked.
Well, that,
Or
and
up
I
here.
believe that the person who first spawned dragons was a child, and they didn't really think like that.
That makes a lot of sense.
I would have been really freaked out if they were all naked.
So what does that mean, Firecracker? You got some scales under that fur?
She looks at you and she kind of like tips her head down and like looks up at you. And you can see that she's very long lashes and she kind of winks. And probably about a second or two later, you see what looks like a fairly small dragon with purple scales and slightly paler underneath just appear right in front of you. She is not exactly the size of this clearing. She's obviously quite a small dragon compared to Daruk that you had met before in like giant dragon size. She's obviously still only a baby dragon, but yeah, she has a fair amount of scales to her.
I was about to scruff you. No, that's probably not a good idea now. I was going to say that dress was awfully defenseless, but you've shown your scales. All right.
She smiles and you see like a small amount of smoke coming out of her mouth, and then in that smoke she reforms as Leonin.
So, can you take us to Daemarius? Is that something you can do? Or
Senko says, "We could permit each of you to ride. It's not difficult for us, and of all the people in all of the world, you are those who brought us to life."
I'm not sure if it would be a wise idea if potentially how many people are we?
Yeah, 5, yeah.
2, 4, yep, if 5 dragons flew across the sky at the same time, it might be wiser if it can. Is it possible if one of you turned into a dragon that all of us could ride on you there? Is that maybe a possibility?
It's not very comfortable to have lots of people traveling on us, my dear.
They are pretty
I
small.
understand.
And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty heavy.
I have a thought, which is that I think that you are right, Tawree, about it being not necessarily very safe for us to have 5 dragons like flying across the sky right now. People don't think you guys exist, and I think it might cause a lot more attention than we need. So, as much as I would like to prove to everybody that you exist. Oh my god. Oh, I have to go back and tell... Fuck, what's my guy's name that I told him?
Fizz.
I have to go back and tell Fizz that I found the dragon. But anyway, the point is, I think that what we should do is just travel as if we didn't have dragons with us. It'll take a little bit longer, I'm sure, but it will, at the end of the day, I think it will be more productive.
I don't really like water.
But it would also
I'm just
it
being
would take
honest.
a long time to get there. It already took like 2 weeks to get to the village, to the town that we met at, from the part of the ocean where the ship anchored.
Oh. Well, I did not know
Perhaps if there is a place that you need to go, Alix, perhaps we could travel there together. And I am sure that if the rest of you wish to go to Daemarius, some of you go on foot, some of you fly. Perhaps we could split up. We're all going to Daemarius, but there may be other places that you need to visit first. Like your master Fizz. I would be interested in meeting anybody who has helped you, Alix.
That is very sweet. That might be that is a very good idea, that we split up and we all go so that it is not 5 dragons in the sky at the same time.
I think the one that should definitely go to Daemarius should be Kimball.
Yeah,
I mean, Qarnak and I could escort Kimball.
Actually, I think I'm gonna go back to Azatlan.
You're gonna go back there?
The more that I remember, the more I'm worried about the place that we grew up.
I figured it would be pretty much done by now, given what happened to you there. It was not a safe place. Are you sure you want to go back there?
They're doing some really bad shit there. Like, affects the planes kind of shit. And if I can do something to stop them doing that, sabotage or setting the whole damn island on fire, or maybe just taking out the Viscount or that prick who did this to me, I have to do something.
I think that's a wise decision. You and Gelgo can watch each other's backs there. I mean, how diligent are you all at combat? I mean, you just hatched, 30 seconds ago? Can you think you can hold your own?
I'm fairly certain I could hold my own against you.
Oh, it sounds like a challenge.
One day. Perhaps not today, though. It's extremely unfair if we fought today.
Oh, okay. You want to get a couple more days or hours on me? That's fine.
Yeah. Yes. I feel like you've had a few years, decades perhaps, on me. I think maybe I could have a day or two.
Another dig at my hair. This is pink. This is not gray.
You have been in a lot of stuff today. You need time to recover.
Yeah, I'm still bleeding.
You are at a disadvantage.
That's true.
Yes, well, perhaps we should put our fighting prowesses aside and focus on what needs to be focused on.
What about,
Yeah.
Kobo, where do you want to go?
I would be happy travelling with Kimball to Daemarius. I think it would be safer for Kimball there, and for me.
I think so too. And she would be back to where her kin came from.
Yeah, I don't have anyone else. So, yeah. Maybe I can find a new family that will look after me.
Did Cobalt say they're going back to Daemarius?
Yeah. Kimball and Scuttle are going to go to Daemarius.
Okay.
Well, that's where I'm supposed to go, too. That's where I told that, old fellow who gave us the dragons. They need us there, and that's where I feel like my end of the order needs to go.
I also think that I should be going to Daemarius to bring the dragon there. To bring Senko there. We did. At least I promised to the tree that we should learn about dragons there, and so we can guide them a little bit better.
What about your evil little bunny?
He was knocked out earlier when we destroyed the dragon skull. I think he will follow me no matter where I go. But he was recovering right now.
Oh, that's comforting.
He will.
Yeah, there's no sign of Ortrub at all.
Yeah, figured. Didn't even ask if he's around in the fight. My best hope is I don't know where my kids are right now, but I know that Sarissa's siblings are taking care of them. And my best hope is that by going to Daimarius, I will eventually meet up with Sarissa when she gets a new dragon egg, one of the remaining 2 dragon eggs.
Senko says, if you have an idea on where your kids are, we could go get them before we go to Daimarius.
That is that's a nice offer, but I think they're needed right now to help with the creation of something, some artifacts that they're making. I'm not sure if they're. We can probably still we can check on them and see if they are still needed or if their task is finished. And if they're finished, then yes, we can take them with us.
I think I am happy to do that. A small delay is, I think, is fine.
So you're gonna go check on him?
Yeah.
Good call.
We'll probably see each other again in Daimarius, just at different times.
I understand the need to go look after your cubs. I would do the
Yeah.
same. Honorable.
You have your own cub to look after now.
I don't think she considers her my cub, but, we'll see.
Well, according to the tree, they are the cub now.
I'll treat her like a ward, I'm looking after her, but, yeah.
I much prefer that interpretation of the deal, yes. Then, perhaps, Tawree, it is time for us to go.
All right. Tawree is going to give Kimball a hug first. No, wait, Kimball is going. Oh, I'm going.
They're
to
going
see
ahead
Kimball
of you,
soon.
yeah.
They're going. Okay. Well, I'm going to give a. I can't words now. Tawree is going to give Kimball a hug, and tell her, "You be good, okay?"
Yeah, and you be good too, and I can't wait to see you again in Daimarius. And
I
say
can't
hello.
wait to see you either.
Say hello to your cubs and your kits for me. I'd
will.
love to meet them one day.
Yeah. If they're done with their task, then I'll bring them with me to Daimarius, and then you can meet them.
She has like a really big smile, and she reaches up and she gives you like another really big hug, and she says,
Aw.
"Thank you so much for everything."
Thank you. You were very helpful.
Thank you. And when we're in Daimarius, I know you said not to worry about it, but I will find a way of paying you back. Promise.
No, you don't have to.
No,
You don't have to.
I want to.
You paid us back. You paid us back with the help you gave us. That is enough.
I know, but I want to be responsible and to show Scuttle that you should try and earn what you can. So
That's
what I'm
that's
gonna do.
commendable then.
Yeah.
Then, all right. Then I will accept that.
Good. And she
then
gives you a wave.
Tawree gets up and then basically gives Notch a handshake, and I think, is Alix the huggy type?
I mean, you'll get stuck in there.
I feel like Alix can make themselves solid. So yeah, I think that they love a hug.
Yeah. Then Tawree is going in for the hug.
Yeah, Alix is gonna be like, "It was so nice meeting you. Please, if you, I don't know where I will probably be going to Daimarius after I go to, visit my master. But if you need anything, please know that you have me available to call on."
Thank you. And you can always rely on me. Know that.
I mean, out of all the people in the world, I barely trust anybody. And I can say, now that you're leaving, I kind of trust you. Kind of.
Thank you.
I mean, Qarnak, I kind of trust her too. So, things happen.
You're such a dick.
You are also a very trustworthy ally.
Thanks. And you ain't lying.
And then Tawree is going to go over to Senko and
Now I'm going to watch this closely so I don't screw up my takeoff, because I've never been on a dragon before. All right. Oh, so they're going on the neck. They're going on the neck. Okay.
Senko bows quite deeply to you as a tabaxi, and then like within a moment or two you can see they've transformed into a kind of a fairly small white dragon with like little colorations here and there across their scales. Like you see a little bit of blue, a little bit of black, you see like lots of random little colors here and there, and yeah, he bends down enough so it's very easy for you, uses his wing as an ability for you to help pull yourself up onto his neck. And yeah, probably a few moments after you see him bow his head to his siblings, he crouches low and he takes off into the air. And that's what we're going to hold on for Tawree for a second.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Kimball.
Fly safe.
Yeah, Tawree's gonna wave.
Bye.
But also, Tawree is very perplexed by the experience, so they're probably not gonna wave for very long.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, gotta hold on.
No. Panic holding on. Kimball and Scuttle very quickly just like agree that they're also going to take off to Daemarius. And like she goes over to Alix and like she gives Alix a really big hug and she says, "Thank you for letting me know that I didn't have to keep running away."
Of course. And I will see you.
Kimball, are you going to wait
Daemarius.
for me? Sorry. Go. You have your moment. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll see you soon. And thank you, and thank you, Mr. Notch, for everything.
And like she goes to put out a hand because that's what she's seen Tawree do.
Give me paw there, kid.
She reaches out, she paws.
I see what you did there.
I'll see you soon, but we're gonna take off because Scuttle. I don't think she's very confident, so we're gonna try flying before we go off. So,
Well,
yeah,
we'll be right behind you. So get ahead, and you're gonna take the route over the ocean. We'll hopefully be not far.
okay. I'll see you guys soon.
And then like she and Scuttle very quickly changes, just like very much right next to Kimball. So Kimball gets scooped up in the transformation. And Kimball is kind of like fairly carefree as soon as they take off. Like you see like both hands in the air, just like waving madly. And like she seems to be having the time of her life as like she takes off. She's got off, yes. Yeah.
Good kid.
Gruel, yeah, I liked her. I mean, traps aside, she seems nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, it slowed you up enough, and it was worth it in the end.
Yeah, I think so. Gruel, kind of like you see that Gruel is like kind of undoing the waistcoat that they have on their new form. You can see that they've kind of like changed their form once again to become a little bit more plasmoid, mimicking the same arrangement of limbs and facial features as Alix. And Gorilla says, "You will have to direct me to where your mentor is, but I am ready to go if you are. Then we can catch up with the others later."
All right. I'm going to walk over to Notch real quick, and I'm going to hold out a hand.
Take care, Goobag.
I will
I'm gonna miss you.
I will see you again before long, and then we can work on your plan for an army of Alixes.
I really think it's a great idea. I'm glad I'm sold on it, because can you imagine a bunch of little yous just piling on somebody, and I wait for the day. Just, you know.
In
very cool.
In my head, Casey's head, I'm imagining just like flubber.
Yep.
I will endeavor my best to figure out how we can do that, because I think that sounds like fun.
Practice makes perfect.
You can see that Gorilla behind Alix has transformed into a dark pink dragon, fairly similar to, in coloration to the dragon that the pair of you actually saw when you were seeing through Daruk's vision. Except that it's not quite as dusky, the scales are a little brighter, and, you know, much, much, much smaller. But yeah, a gorilla kind of like nudges over to where Alix is and stands next to them and like kind of puts one of their wings on the ground to make it a little easier to mount them. And then very quickly they take off in the air and they follow whatever directions that Alix gives them to go find Fizz. Qarnak turns to Notch and says, "You sure you don't want to come with?"
I've thought about it, but honestly, I think the bigger mission for what we need right now is over there. It really is. I mean, I know the island needs our help, but the bigger war is somewhere else. Everything I know has been pointing me that direction. Everything I've been through, all the dragon, they all seem to be leading me this way, and I feel like I have to trust it.
Okay.
Same like you, going back there. Maybe our
I
two
feel like I'll
paths
do.
will come back together.
Hey, if you don't think I'm going to be right by your side when all this shit eventually goes down, you're very wrong.
I just hope it's not attacking me by my side when I see you again.
All right, okay, you seriously have to stop doing that now.
I will let it down eventually. I'm not there today. Considering I'm still bleeding out 20 points on my chest, we'll get there eventually.
She looks at the giant scar in her arm that you put in there recently. All right. Well, as long as you don't attack me because you think I'm evil, I think we'll be okay.
Hey, the next time, your code word is spear. Just remember that. If you're not evil,
I remember.
spear.
If you hear spear, it's all clear. I'm not dumb.
Well, you didn't hear that part, actually, because you weren't there. That was the code that we used. But okay, anyway. But I guess you did hear
Not
it.
fair, you. Like, she reaches over and she, like, pulls you into, like, a really big hug. And she just very quietly says, like, "Thank you."
Always. Would never leave you behind if it was my choice.
She kind of, like, pulls away, but she doesn't really let go of you. She says, "I know. It was good for you to go. It's the right thing to do. And thank you for bringing me back, however the fuck you did that."
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really know either, but we made it work.
We got it. And, I'll go take care of the island and whatever the fuck they're doing, and you go make sure that all of our dragon siblings, I guess, are okay. And I'll make sure home is okay, because I believe that you... And she takes a few steps back, and you can see that her dragon has transformed just behind her. Because, you still owe me a roof fix.
Hopefully one day we can go back there and build a whole village.
Okay, I don't want a whole village. Maybe you and Firecracker will make a village, but me, I'm just going to fix my home, all right?
I mean, that's between us and the dragon scales right now, but we'll see how that goes.
She
Oh,
kind
boy.
of gives you a smile and a laugh, and as she steps back, you can see that Gaelka essentially picks her up and deposits her on her shoulders, and you can see that although she seems trying to be confident, the second he takes off, she just arms around the neck like, "Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck."
You got
Takes off
this.
into the
Just
air.
don't let go.
You don't hear her response, it's lost in a scream. As you kind of look back down, you see that Firecracker has transformed into her dragon form. And she says, "Well, you ready to go?"
Hey, so this might be a little personal, but where would you like me seated on you? I could go the back, the front, the tail.
Oh boy.
How about you just climb somewhere on my neck and just hold on to one of my scales?
Dealer's choice.
She kind of like leans down. She puts her wing out to help you up onto her shoulder. She's like, "There is one thing though. Maybe you want to lose a little weight. You're a little heavy."
All right. Let's see here. What? I mean, here's a silver coin.
And I drop a silver coin off the side.
Oh, for goodness sake. You can feel that she crouches down before she pushes off into the air and basically beelines her way through the air across the ground, and then you see ocean. And I think that's a good point to stop with you. We did it, guys.
Yes.
Goodbye, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for listening to Dragonseekers. It was a little short mini arc that I wanted to do because, I just thought it would be fun, and I wanted to see what happened to dragons in this world. So yeah, I want to say a huge thank you to Mr. Wayland, Casey, our Casey, and also to Kesser. Mostly Kesser for putting together this group of sounding folks so I get absolutely screwed and tongue-tied. But yeah, just really, I was very happy with the way that this little arc turned out, and all three of them were just amazing players. And I don't know if you knew, but this is actually the first time that Mr. Whalen actually had played any real role-playing games, and it was with us. So I'm super stoked for that. Casey Wayland, if you didn't know, was the creator of We're Alive, and they're awesome. I love We're Alive. It was one of the first podcasts I ever listened to, and really made me want to create podcasts of my own. So kind of weirdly full circle. Yeah. So thank you so much, Mr. Whalen. It took so much time out of his... He gives a lot of his time to come play this, and it was amazing. Also, thank you to Neil for the most hilarious insert of an editor that I have ever heard, and I genuinely laughed so hard I had to stop listening to the quality control on this. It was super good. And yeah, like this little series has turned out really great, and everybody who put time into it, I'm really thrilled with it. So yeah, thank you all so much for listening to this. Especially thank you to the patrons, without whom this story would never really have gotten told. So thank you for supporting us to do that. Talking of patron thanks, I want to thank Peregrine for the name Gelgo, Gentle Potato for the name Grula Selp, Piverwin for the name Scuttle, and also Twiglets are great for the name Senko. Thank you all so much. You have made our world a little bit richer. And yeah, I think that's kind of it. A little sad to see the end of Dragonseekers. It was a hoot to make, a hoot to re-listen to, and hopefully you all enjoyed it as well. Bye!